Welcome to the Mindful Recap, the weekly show where we take a look back at what everyone was up to this past week on the Mindful SMP. This week's episode is hosted by ImNamedGamer. You can check out my channel along with everyone else on the Mindful server down in the description below. Before we get into this week's episode, we'd love to extend an invitation to you to join the Mindful Community Discord, where you can chat with members and fans alike. We love to interact with you, so we've polled the community about what kind of videos you'd like to see from us in the near future. Be sure to head on over there to the community Discord and answer the poll. Links are in the video description. Kicking this week off was Master Swirl releasing his first episode on Mindful Season 3. He spends the episode running around Spawn with Random Obsessor.
I'm going to be just grinding out mining for a long time, because we can't go very far.
The duo confidently goes mining and Swirl finds his first diamonds underground, where Random Obsessor claims that the mining will be very safe.
It'll be fun. We'll just have a very safe caving experience.
Exactly.
Random Obsessor also uploaded her first episode this past week, showcasing her first couple of nights on the server and her perspective of the adventure with Master Swirl on day 1.
Oh my god, hang on, I'll see if the creeper can blow them up. Come on, blow them up, blow them up, blow them up. Help me out, buddy. Come on. Yes! Oh, it got one of them. The other one's still shooting at me near a lava pit. I don't like this.
Speaking of day 1 adventures, Velo also shares his perspective from the first adventure into the Nether.
Alright. Oh.
Yeah, let's go, guys.
Oh god, no, not at once, not at once.
Hey, stop pushing!
The group eagerly enters into the Nether and explores their very first Nether fortress.
Yeah, be careful.
Oh, Velo got it first.
We can do double.
Don't punch me into
I did?
the Nether. Oh my god.
I didn't even need to.
Velo then becomes the witness to a murder, as Master Swirl is brutally slain by a wither skeleton in front of Velo's eyes.
Wither behind you, Swirl.
I enjoy how I logged in screaming.
Swirl! No, Swirl!
No,
Oh, Swirl
Oh,
died.
I'm withered.
I'm definitely
Okay.
The crew then spends a bit of time exploring the fortress.
Guys, be really careful. It's kind of dangerous.
Yep, it's perfect.
Hungry also did some exploring this past week when he teamed up with Laudner and Justin.
Got
Wait,
stuck.
there's bamboo. I just found bamboo.
What?
Wait,
I found bamboo too! There's just one little strip!
There's one
Oh my god.
bamboo.
The group end up finding a jungle temple where they must fight their way through hordes of zombies.
Are there more down there? Did they all just spawn? They did.
I think
Wow.
so.
Shortly after, they stumble upon a bamboo biome where they, well, just watch this clip.
I just watched a baby cat fall. It's called a kitten. I've done this so many times.
Yeah, I
feel
saw
like-
the kitten fall after Justin just brutally murdered its mother.
She was sacrificed for a noble cause.
Ethix mentions that he's been busy moving these past couple of weeks and hasn't had a lot of time to do some recording, which is why in his episode this week, he highlights a bunch of events that he was a part of, including a pillager raid.
Grass visual glitch.
Ow, that hurts so much!
Ethix also spent a little bit of time going around the jungle looking for an ideal place to live.
Okay, so we have found our home. This is where we're going to be claiming, and I am happy with it. So my plan of action here is to clear this out, and then we're basically going to build like a little rundown town, maybe, around the cliffs here.
Laudner ends up trading with the infamous villager, Sean Mendez. Fantastic name for a 1 emerald trade for mending.
I am ready to trade with Mr. Mendy. Oh, it's 1.
Oh, nice.
Alright, here's 7 empty books.
Laudner then fights a pillager raid with Justin, and then spends some time going around Spawn showing off his den and the map wall he set up.
Yeah, here is the map that I placed down, and it took forever.
Speaking of map walls, this week Kent sets himself up a map wall and gets to work on a new storage system at his base for housing all of his items.
And I quite like how it's turned out. So
Kent spends a bunch of time off camera designing and building a tower.
But ladies and gentlemen, the tower is done. Tower 1 is done. And yeah, it took a stupid amount of resources to build it.
Speaking of building, this week I built a stable in my wheat field where I can store crops and materials for planting. The barn is in the middle of the field, and the interior is quite decorated. All potatoes go into there, and then wheat. Obviously, we're going to have a lot more wheat than we will have carrots and potatoes, so that's why this one has more. Justin L decides he's going to break Minecraft this week and take advantage of some bugs as the server is still in 1.14.1.
You can see there's a little bit of smoke, there's something down there. There's a seating area here with a bonfire. We got a little squid guy with a marshmallow.
He then time-lapses a super efficient spider and creeper farm to collect string and gunpowder.
It's maybe 10 minutes so far, AFK here, and that's what I've gotten so far.
Anderman also spent this past week collecting not only string, but bones too at his new mob grinder, which he set up last week.
Is the skelly and cave spider spawner?
He then spends a bit of time in the nether to collect wither skulls to obtain a beacon so that he can mine out his storage room just a little bit quicker, which is why his episode is so aptly named All for the Storage Room.
Beth, here we go. Here we go.
Speaking of fighting things, this past week saw a bunch of members fight the Ender Dragon.
No, you didn't.
I do, but it feels slow.
Hungry, get ready, get ready.
Yeah, it's about to land.
We're just
Oh.
it.
Apparently I got off my pig. No! Get away! No!
Oh, Piggy!
Oh,
Piggy's gone.
The fight was over in just 5 minutes, but it's what happened afterwards that was really exciting.
Where's all the stuff?
Who's next?
Oh my
god!
Hey, who did that? Come on!
Oh, you
Who did that?
I would personally highly recommend that you check out everyone's channel for their perspective on this past week's Ender Dragon fight, as everyone had a unique take on how the final moments played out. After the dragon fight, I got to work straight away on the Enderman farm for the server, showcasing what I was doing as I went along, and had Swirl come by and test out the farm to make sure it was working great. And so he set up this enchanting station, and the stone block, the anvil, and a chest with a bunch of random loot. Sub to Swirl, oh my goodness, it's season 2 all over again. Immediately after the fight too, Kenny went exploring the outer end islands, and his episode was such a blast to watch. I would highly recommend that you go check it out in full. Yes. And that's all we have for this week's Mindful Recap. Once again, all members' channels are linked in the description below, as well as the Mindful Community Discord, which we urge you to check out. Once again, I was your host, ImNamedGamer, and we'll see you all in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in.